I woke up on a rainy Saturday morning. And it was on that day when me and my friends decided to hike Mount Malinao. Thankfully, when I reached our meeting place, the sun was up, though it was still cloudy. Some of my friends decided to buy some packed lunch before heading on our way. It was around 9 a.m. when we reached Barangay Sugad, where Kuya Jun and one of our guides were waiting. For this hike, we decided to take our usual route, which is Sugad Trail. To reach the jump off, we need to walk for a few minutes on a slow paved road, passing by the community of Barangay Sugad. The trail starts on the right side of the road, involving steep ascent while passing by coconut plantations. The trail was muddy and slippery, making the ascent much more harder. We passed through more coconut plantations, but this time on a much flatter ground. We then decided to catch our breath and take a short break. After a few minutes, we continued to hike. And along the way, we passed through several abaca plantations. We then took another rest in an open area, which was already halfway through our campsite. After that, we continued our hike. On our way, Cyrus saw an interesting plant and decided to take a photo of it. It was around lunchtime when we passed through our first river crossing. We then took our lunch beside the river before proceeding to our campsite.
Mag-herping tayo.
After passing through that precarious wooden bridge, we reached Sugad Plaza, which will be our campsite for tonight.
Bagong campsite ni Kuya Jun. Yung picture ano pang sunrise. Patawa ka dyan. Backlit.
After catching our breath, we decided to pitch our tents. We then decided to go to the nearby river and have a quick bath. The water was freezing cold, so we decided to head back to camp and have some coffee. Night approached, while the moon shows itself behind the clouds. We heated water and had a hot dinner that night. After a few hours, we then head back to our tent and take a good night's sleep. The night air was cold, while we were serenaded by the forest's orchestra. And a few hours later, the sun rose. The landscape was painted with hues of brown and green due to barren trees as a result of the two strong typhoons that hit Bicol. After taking our breakfast and packing our tents, we continued to hike towards the summit. The destruction brought by the two strong typhoons was pretty evident in the trail. There were also a lot of fallen rattans, where its thorns kept on piercing our clothes, slowing our pace. Due to several large fallen trees blocking the trail, we had to reroute almost all the time, which further slowed us down. We almost reached our limits and thought of heading back for several times. But deep in our heads is the thought of reaching the summit. And after all those struggles, we finally reached the summit of Mount Malinao. And though we were not granted a clearing, being able to reach the summit of Mount Malinao made all the struggles worth the while. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Also, follow me on Instagram at Jake in the Wilderness.